Listen, there ain't two ways to sell it. Let me lay it out simple for you. Dove taste good. But so many times, we just put it in popper form. And don't get me wrong, those little juicy flying morsels that we head out in the fields to shoot every September taste freaking amazing in popper form. In fact, with some of them that I got this year, I have them set aside in little vacuum seal bags that say Carson's Poppers Doves, because I'm making some because they dang good. Bacon, cream cheese, and jalapeno can't beat it. But it helps when you diversify your diet because it makes you want to eat it just a little bit more. Instead of those Doves just being like, oh man, I can't wait to have those poppers once a year. All of a sudden you start looking at, I can't wait to have that Dove stew. I can't wait to have that Dove fried. And in this case, super simple, I can't wait to have that Dove taco, or nachos rather. It's gonna be so good, y'all. Let's get down to it. So I went out opening day, shot about 8, really productive day, had doves flying everywhere. If my shooting had just been a little bit better, we could have come dang close to limiting it out. But between me, my fiance, and then her father, we got ourselves a good little mess of doves. And if the camera hadn't overheated, we'd have got the whole thing on video. But that's okay, we're going back out. Stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe for me because we're going out and we're actually gonna get it on video this time. But what you're seeing right now is what we got. Let's get into the tacos, or nachos. This is originally a taco recipe, so if you hear me call it tacos, I've just converted it to nachos. Know that you can flip it back over to tacos if you want. But it's gonna be good, y'all. It's gonna be good, I promise you that. So first things first, we're gonna take our dove breast here, and we've got about 10 of them, and we're just gonna debone them. And I like to be extra careful when I'm deboning them to make sure that I get all little pieces of pellets, all little pieces of feathers that I might have missed in that residual cleaning or two off, because let's be honest, y'all, nachos are supposed to be fun. You're supposed to be able to eat them as a party snack and everything. You don't want to be just enjoying your nachos and all of a sudden crunch and you just broke a tooth because you found a pellet. So now that we've got our doves portioned out here, we've whipped up a quick Mexican seasoning. You can see those ingredients being run down below. We're just going to dump those in there. We're going to take our hand and mix them up real good. Make sure these things are coated. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you could go right ahead and get a taco seasoning and do a very similar thing. This is kind of just like a little bit of a spicy, pepper-infused style Mexican seasoning. It's really good, y'all. I highly recommend it. But y'all, that looks like some pretty good dove to me. Alright, so now it's time for everybody's favorite part. We're going to start frying up these doves. We're going to take a nice, healthy pat of butter. Something that's going to be enough to cover the bottom of the pan with a little bit of standing butter. And you're going to have to forgive me, my stove is not level, but we're going to let this butter melt down. Make sure it's not too hot. We don't want to burn that butter. We want that butter just sitting. Now let's add those birds in. Now we're just going to cook them until brown. So basically until done. We're not looking to cook them like until they're shriveled up little pieces of beef jerky. We're looking for a nice brown, even coating on the outside just so they're done. Y'all, when I legit tell you no more than like 5 minutes later, these jokers are done. Excuse my Dixie plate presentation, but we're just going to transfer them over real quick. And we've got some peppers and onions that we diced up. Just some jalapenos, standard old white onion. Throw that down in there. It's going to add a little bit of color to the dish. It's going to be a little bit of vegetables. We're just going to let it cook in that's left of that, seasoning and that butter. And if you don't like that I'm not measuring the butter, well, you just ain't never been around a Southern cook. You're lucky that I gave you the measurements of the seasoning that I put on it. Now let's start making our nachos. So we're going to put down a good base layer of some chips. These are just good old south of the border, restaurant style. Take a couple of our dove pieces. We ain't going to use it all. We're going to throw a few of them down here, get a nice plate. That looks good to me. That looks good to me. throw a little bit of our pepper and onion mix. We'll just finish it off there. And then if y'all have never had this Gordo's cheese dip, I mean, I know cheese dip is such an American thing, but this junk is so good, y'all. I'm just gonna spoon it on there. That looks like a good bite if I've ever seen one, y'all. You gotta be kidding me. Holy crap, that's so good. It's got kick. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. If you ain't like the spicy food, don't side with this. If you can make wild game taste like this, you're gonna have people beating down your door to teach them how to hunt. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. Y'all, when I tell you that was the most tender dove that I have ever eaten, and quite possibly the best dove that I have ever eaten, I am not lying to you. I am being legitimate. That might be my new favorite way over poppers. Because when you cook poppers, a lot of times you'll end up overcooking the dove because you're trying to get that bacon done. And you can do all kind of tricks like pre-cook the bacon just a little bit. But a lot of times it just never works quite right. But don't get me wrong, like I said at the start of the video, stuff tastes dang good. But if you're looking for another kind of party appetizer, crowd pleaser like poppers kind of feel, Dove Nachos are 1,000,000,000% worth a try. They're super simple. You literally just pan sear the doves in Mexican seasoning, throw in some peppers and onions, drench it in cheese dip and tortilla chips. Magnifique. You can do it with taco shells, you could do it with corn tortillas, flour tortillas, I don't care. I guarantee you, it's all good. But that's all I got for you, y'all. We got more wild game cooking videos coming up because that's just the life we live. And when you're a broke college kid and you're able to go back home, bag a couple animals and bring them home and supplant your grocery bill, it's perfect. So, it was good. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching SC Traditions, y'all.